Hey everybody, welcome to the Soccer IQ Show. So in the Soccer IQ Show, I really want to talk about player development and developing a more intelligent soccer player. Because I really believe that the player of the future, it is going to be in the decision-making process. It is going to be in the brain compared to being in the physical. I believe we push the physical just about as far as you can push it, but the future of player development is going to be in the brain. And I want to give you an overview. This is episode 1. I am going to try to do this hopefully on a weekly basis, but definitely on a bi-weekly basis. So I want to give you a foundation right now about the soccer IQ and just basically sports intelligence in general. So let's start off with this. What is knowledge in sports? And the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, I think that, there was on YouTube or something where they kick a ball, they shut off the lights, and the guy is able to basically get to where the ball is going to land, and he controls the ball and shoots or something while they turn the lights off when it's in mid-air. And they're like, oh, this is unbelievable. Like, this is years of experience. That's why he's able to couple these cues together and use this predictive information. And I say no. I say that doesn't make sense to me. And I think that this is about how you perceive. So if there's somebody throws a baseball at you and you don't want to get hit by the ball, you're going to move. Now, you don't have to be a baseball player with prior knowledge. Baseball, an object is coming at you, you're going to move. That's based upon the way that the light reflects off the ball, and that reflection comes back to you through your retina, and you're able to tell that the ball is coming at you. This is just like you're able to tell that, hey, a car is coming at me. I need to get out of their way so I don't get run over by the car. It's all about the way that light reflects off an object. So that then, once we know that, now we have to go further and say, well, when a soccer player is in a game, he is going to have light reflecting off all the other people and all the other objects. So at what point is there a knowledge base that affects the person's actions and makes them superior at the sport? And are they actually calculating all these things? If A, then B, then action C. And that would be like a cognitive processing approach if they're calculating everything. I personally like a cognitive processing approach. I think it's valuable to understand it, but I am not a true subscriber to a cognitive processing approach. So I am more towards a subscriber towards an ecological approach. And so there are certain things in this knowledge base that they are not going to be doing mathematical equations. If A, then B, then I have to do action C. In an ecological viewpoint, there is a constant live feedback loop between the environment and the player. And there's no mathematical equations, there's no if A, then B, then C. It is just a live feedback loop. Now, that being said, then what influences and what builds game intelligence, soccer intelligence? Well, let's take a look at donor sports. And obviously regular soccer is going to increase soccer intelligence as well, but let's just take an example of futsal. That's a donor sport to soccer. It's not soccer, but it's a donor sport. And how about beach soccer? How about cage soccer? All these things are considered donor sports, but there is a direct effect and a building of knowledge. So when you play regular soccer, 11 aside, you do have a knowledge base from your past experiences in regular soccer and also from those donor sports. So that is going to help you in your decision making. Also, let's talk about what an affordance is. This is a word that's very, very important, because an affordance is what is possible. What is the player capable of doing? So these are constantly changing, the affordances, but at the same time, some of them are also, they're going to stay with the player. But here's an example of it constantly changing. If I'm dribbling at a player, right? I dribble at him. The closer I get, maybe I can't pass to the right, and then my pass to the left gets closed down because I got too close to the defender. The affordance is there to pass to the right and left, but I kept dribbling forward. I hit the defender, and I lost those affordances. So that's how affordances are always changing. Also, say I know how to do a bicycle kick, right? So that is something that's in my toolbox. So if the player's here, crosses the ball, and I'm right here, I could pull this bicycle kick and score in the top right-hand corner. Great. I had that affordance. But I also, when the ball comes through on the cross, I perceive to afford. So when I see this ball launched in the air, I'm thinking bicycle kick. I can do this. Boom, because it's in my toolbox. I perceive to afford. What if I've never done the bicycle kick and it's something that I've never even thought of? It's not in my toolbox. So I do not perceive to afford because I don't even recognize it's possible because I can't even do that. I've never even seen it. Now, shared affordances. If I'm playing, well, let's first start with, a lot of times you always hear people say, oh, this team is really good because they've played together for all these years. I say no. I say a shared affordances, I can play pickup soccer with whatever, give me 11 guys I don't know, but they're all good players and they all speak different languages. Well, what if the winger is out here wide and he's going to make a run into space and behind the back four, and I see this space open up? I see that space, I'm going to play that ball. Do I have to know this guy? Do I have to know who he is? Do I have to know what language he speaks? No. We shared the same affordance. The affordance was this space, if he makes that run, is available for a through ball and he can go and score. That's a shared affordance. So that is a part of the soccer IQ as well. So let me just wrap up real quick there, just as a for the first show, to give you a little foundation. We perceive mostly through the eyes, through the reflection of light. Now there are cases in like tennis where the sound is very important. You can actually hear the sound, whether it's topspin, whether it's they're undercutting the ball, whatever it is, they hear before they can actually see the reaction of the shot. So that's kind of a unique, example, but mostly we perceive visually. Now, it is a real-time thing in an ecological approach where we're perceiving in real time and it's a constant feedback loop. Now, we perceive to afford, we perceive based on what our abilities are, and what obviously different people with different abilities perceive differently. Then we have all these unique experiences, and then we have formal soccer training, which builds our experiences. But let me tell you, the unique touches, the unique skill sets that are developed in futsal on bumpy grass, horrendous fields, where the environment is the teacher, you can't learn that anywhere else. And those things can be put into this knowledge base and ultimately build an increased soccer IQ. So that's just a little bit of the foundation. And if you're interested, I have a course. You can go to DiBernardosoccerschool.com. Let me just pull this up quick. And so this course, let me fade me out there. This is a cognitive soccer coaching theory and application course where I go through the ecological approach and the cognitive processing approach to coaching soccer. And again, DiBernardosoccerschool.com. There really is no other course that you're able to take that is going to teach you in this sort of a way. And the reason I say that is this is not everything normally is prescription. Hey, my team is bad at this, so I'm going to prescribe this training session to fix it. I mean, I don't want to be that coach who is a prescription coach. I view everything as a whole. I don't want to separate things. And you know what? Not every player needs the same thing. So if I prescribe a training session, I prescribe this week's training. Well, what if only 2 players need that and the rest of the team doesn't need that? So I'm not a prescription guy. I'm a whole person. So I want to give a whole training session where encompasses everything. I don't even have to have a set objective. I could come in and come out, make real coaching points, push however I want to push it based upon whatever I see. My feedback, my objectives are going to change based upon what I see in real time. Just like a surfer gets in there and rides the wave. Now the surfer could work on his feet position, maybe sit somewhere else, maybe stand somewhere else on the board, but every wave is the whole. It is variety. Every wave is different. A surfer learns by surfing. The surfer doesn't learn by prescribing. It's not, hey, let's do this drill and then this drill and then this drill. They don't learn by separating. They learn by doing the whole. The mountain climber learns by doing the whole. How about a master yogi, right? It's a routine, and we could jump in and jump out in real time. It is not a prescription. So the last thing I'll bring up to you guys is, yes, I do some mini summer clinics. I'm located around New York City specifically. If you have something, that you want to ask if I can come out and do a clinic for 1 or 2 days, those are things that I do consider. If you want to email me at coachdibernardo@gmail.com, I'm happy to take a look at it, even if it's Zoom session stuff. But if it's close enough, or I'm going to be in that area of the country, I'm happy to either way, I'll get back to you. But I'm up for some stuff over the summer if that's possible. Just last thing, again, DiBernardoSoccerSchool.com. This course is very complete. It goes over my complete methodology. It has hours of video presentation, hundreds and hundreds of pages of PDF files. You name it, that course is really, really comprehensive, and it ends with a 45-minute Zoom session with me. Anything that you want to ask me. So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. This is episode 1. I am going to come at you guys, like I said, probably every 2 weeks. If I get super motivated, maybe I'll throw in an episode every week or so, but let's see. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any questions, comments, just email me at coachdibernardo@gmail.com. Thanks. Take care.